Scotland's First Minister calls on the country's national party to broaden support for independence from the United Kingdom.
Confidence in the independence case is growing. So as we wait for the fog of Brexit to clear, our opportunity, indeed our responsibility, is this: not just to focus on the when of independence, but to use our energy and our passion to persuade those who still ask why.
Nicola Sturgeon called for setting aside timing of when Scotland might leave Britain. She stressed that persuading a majority of Scots to vote for independence is within grasp. In March of last year, Scotland's Parliament authorized Edinburgh to request a transfer of powers from the UK Parliament to hold a new referendum. London has not agreed to the request as of yet. Last time the Scots did vote on independence was back in 2014. That's more than 55% voted to stay in the UK, while nearly 45% voted to leave. And joining us now out of Ontario, Canada, for more on the story is Mr. Jason Unruhe, political commentator and analyst. Hello, Jason. Thanks for joining us back on the program. Now, Jason, your thoughts? I mean, we just, we gave the little background on how there was a secession referendum a couple of years ago, and it narrowly, did not give Scots, the ones that wanted, the 45% that wanted the independence. It didn't give them that independence, but guess what? Then Brexit happened, and now there's been a big shift in the sentiments of a lot of Scots. What do you think is going to happen?
Well, I think that we probably won't see the UK ever really let Scotland go without a terrible fight, because I think that they're relying too much on them economically. This is what holds the empire together, Ireland, Scotland, etc. And while many countries around the world, including India, have been very good at eliminating British colonialism in the country, I think that it's very difficult to do it with something that's just next door. I mean, we can look at the efforts of, Southern Ireland trying to break away from and how much of bloodshed and violence that actually took. I think that an aspect of this that a lot of people are ignoring is the fact that the UK government houses, I believe it is 5 nuclear weapons inside of Scotland, and I believe that might be most of them. Like there's a significant nuclear weapon stockpile inside of Scotland, and if Scotland were to suddenly break away from the United Kingdom without eliminating those weapons or taking them back, we would suddenly have another nuclear player in the world. I think that Britain is not willing to make that kind of physical or economic sacrifice to just simply let these weapons go. I think that there's a very much an integration that not only goes just culturally, but in terms of law and bureaucracies like that. I think that if Scotland is ever going to have an independence, it's going to take a really significant movement, something that goes beyond just merely voting, because I don't believe that the UK government will just simply throw up their hands and allow Scotland to leave if they want. It's going to take a very concerted effort, something that will require a great deal of struggle, and I dare say probably one that will include a fair amount of violence. I don't think that this is going to be something that's easy, but an independent Scotland is something that the UK government should respect if it's something that the Scottish people want.
I always appreciate your perspective there, Jason. Thank you. Mr. Jason Unruhe, political commentator and analyst, joining us out of Ontario, Canada. And that's a wrap for your Top 5, everyone. Thanks for joining us, and do stay tuned. You have Mehdi Golzad up next with your lighter news. Enjoy and bye-bye.